stability in the Middle East. We have to take the lead. We cannot live in this region like this, very, very destabilized, very turbulent in every way. So we have to stabilize the situation around us in Libya and Syria. We cannot have a real development in Egypt with this regional situation, because tourism is very easy to spill out from one country to another. That's the situation we see now. We have repercussions from the situation in Libya, repercussions from the situation in Syria, Iraq, Yemen, and so on. And we will have more deterioration if we keep this very slow movement. We have to talk to our neighbors. For example, Ethiopia, we have to talk to them clearly. We have to underline our needs, our demands. They cannot play with us, wasting our time for them to terminate the construction of the dam. We have to talk clearly to our neighbors. We cannot accept this and this and this. If you do this, you will play your relations with us, you will elevate your borders and the whole situation in the Middle East. I believe we have to change our idea, our vision to the region, and then we can concentrate on our economic development inside.
Dr. Lashin, now, do you feel that the efforts being exerted by the presidency and the government are quite familiar, could be called old-fashioned? Do you think that no, it's not, and it's actually quite a bold, courageous steps being taken by the government and the presidency, and now looking at all the countries in the Arab world and the Middle East surrounding Egypt still suffering through a lot of political turmoil and turbulences, and also the terrorism attacks that are taking place now in Europe. The whole public, the international community, is starting to realize what Egypt has been fighting and the efforts exerted to actually reach from political instability caused by a revolution and a change of regime once and twice, and now reaching what we've reached so far. Do you feel that we are on the right track in terms of at least public opinion? Because it seems that we're all making these sort of visits, making it a point to be before the economic conference in Sharm el-Sheikh in March, because then all the travels and all the arrangements and agreements and the referendums being signed could be put into practical steps and measures.
You know, we've been accused of being the people of yesterday. We recite history of the world. We sing all songs of our ancestors, but we did not have the habit of learning from the history. In my point of view, President Sisi, what he is doing, got the lessons from the history of Egypt, and he is trying as a president to fill the gaps which were left empty during the era of President Mubarak, and former President Sadat for some time, and some other countries use this for their interests. They now are suffering from what happened during the last 34 years. One example is the Renaissance Dam, which is being built in Ethiopia, and I was frustrated when I heard that the Ethiopian side is just gaining time or winning time in order to, you built the dam and you have to face it. And I know how dangerous is this dam to Egypt, how dangerous is this dam to the people of Egypt. Yes, there are efforts paid by the president. He's running here and there, talking here and there and there and there, and the number of tours and the visits, and he learned from the history. You know, if you ask any Egyptian about the United States of America, and whether we are, thinking in any way that the American people or the American government will do, they will say no. So he learned from the history. He went to the Soviet Union, to Russia, he went to China, to Saudi Arabia, to the Gulf State, to Italy, to these countries which can participate. At least some of these countries are looking to the interests of the Arab countries like the way we are looking to the interests of Israel. So the president is filling the gaps. The president is doing, what no president before did. If we look at the era of Nasser, about 18 years in power, and the era of Sisi 8 months in power, so you will find that the comparison is for the Sisi side. But when Sisi said that Abdel Nasser was lucky, he was right. Because during the era of Abdel Nasser, there was the Soviet Union and the United States. So two big powers. There were some people who can say the truth. The countries of West Europe can say, can express points of view which is not going with the points of view of the United States. And the same, the United States can express points of view which is not the same points of view of the Western countries, like what happened in 1956. Okay, so the Sisi, when he said that Nasser was lucky, he means that the international support and the media and the role of Al-Azhar and the church, the mosque and the church, and all these roles were in favor of what Abdel Nasser was building, what Abdel Nasser was willing to do. It is not the same now. It's not against. That is not the same support. But let me touch the main point. Only the Egyptians who will build Egypt. Only the people of Egypt. We have to count on our people. And you cannot build a strong country with a weak people. You cannot build a good mentality of the Egyptian people with a drained brains. You have to fill the gaps inside first. The gaps of the stomach and the gaps of the mind. We have to make these people feel that they are living in their country. Their life is easier a little bit. I'm not asking for everything, okay? Education is good. We have to solve the internal problems first. And there is some people who can solve the internal problems. And there are some people who are occupying places and ministries in Egypt and who can do nothing. So we have to think of the right way. We have to get the people who can say we can do this and do it. And it's very well known. Okay, so we have to fix ourselves first from inside the country, because if you bring investors, you persuade investors to come to Egypt and they came with their money, with their projects, and they find some people who can change their minds and change their conscience for some money. We need to create the Egyptian citizen who is willing to participate in building this country and refuse corruption and refuse bribe and refuse all this force and feel that he is a strong citizen who likes his country and who would like to build this country like what the Japanese did for their country. And I think we are able to do it. Yes, Hany, we are able if we like to. And not only the president who can do, but the president, the government, the people, the political parties, schools, wherever it is. At universities it is prevented to talk about political parties. The universities of Egypt was, creating the political parties and political participation is now prohibited to talk about even the name of a political party. Do you believe it? Is it acceptable? Because some people are talking till a decision came by this meaning.
Well, Mr. Negm, now, whether if it's a realistic aim or a realistic dream to actually have and think of Egypt being an economic hub, whether if it's going to happen in a year, 5 years, 10 years, or even 20. Now, it starts off with the first step, the presidential visits, the international visits, and now the second step will be the economic conference that will be held in Sharm el-Sheikh. Now, the importance of this economic conference lies in actually having the foreign countries coming up with ideas and plans and proposals to invest in the country or cooperate with Egypt in any sort of production or business or investment. Do you feel that this conference, and we'll definitely be talking about it later on much more in detail, but do you feel that Egypt will be able to actually gain all the proposals and all the opportunities that they've been traveling and working for the past few months?
Yes, I believe so. I believe Egypt is very keen to make successful this conference. Egypt, yes, can make an economic success in very short time. Not me saying this, but many experts say so. So yes, we have the capacity, we have the people, we have the raw materials, we have the energy, we have some assets to build on. The problem is, as we said, you cannot do it with the old-fashioned way. You cannot work with the same corruption. You cannot work with the same inefficiency in the government. You cannot work with the same old people and bank systems, with the same system of law you have. You have to change. The problem or the difference with my friend said that President Nasser has a project, a revolutionary project. This is the difference. He made a difference in the history, he made a difference in the geography, he made a difference in Egypt because he had a project, revolutionary project. Yes. The case is not right now the same. So we have a project, but not a revolutionary project. So let's say what our advice is to change the vision, to change the system. You cannot work with the same corruption. You did not take very drastic measures against corruption yet. You did not take any concrete steps against the inefficiency in the government so far. You have many things to do. As we said in the beginning, we have a lot ahead and we are very late.
So we need to fix and re-establish a proper system and get rid of all the obstacles and challenges. Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, obviously the future for Egypt is hopefully very bright. A lot of work needs to be done. We'll start off with the parliamentary elections within a few weeks, but unfortunately that's all the time we have for tonight's edition of the Daily Debate. And before we go, I'd like to thank our very distinguished guest, Dr. Yassin, the Professor of Public Opinion at Cairo University, and I'd also like to thank Mr. Yehya, Negm, the political analyst and former diplomat. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned for more coming up on Nile International. I'm Hannah. Thank you for joining us.